Okay, hey guys, so as you can see, we're doing task 4. Okay, do?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, we're doing task 4 VPN using radius, right? So as you can see here, add the server called radius to the domain, all right? And configure no, we'll just add radius red101 to the domain first. Sorry, getting a little bit jumbled. So VNet 8. That one. Properties. IPv4. Right. And because this is VNet 8, I'm going to use the same address scheme as this. So 172.25 network. So I'm going to go 17 numlock, guys. So 172 numlog 172.25.0.10 subnet 255.255.0.0. My default gateway will be 172.25.0.1. That's pointing to my router 1, and just leave it there for so far. Actually, we're making red 1 join the domain, so I have to go back into it. And so the IP address of DC01, as you can see, is 172.25.0.200. The IP address goes into the DNS of here. And as you can see, this is the same network. Click OK. Start here. Go REM. I'll get this out the way first. REN for rename computer. I'm going to click on change. And so if you remember from the other video, I'm going to join the MoneyWise domain. Click OK. Credentials come up. Administrator with a capital A. And password PA$WORD. Click OK, and it should be alright. Give it some time. OK, it should prompt me for a restart. Yes, close, and restart now. Okay, so let's see. The next step is to configure radius server and making the VPN server as a radius client. So the VPN server is router 1, which will be a client of radius. This is the server right here. We just gotta wait for it to load. Oh, yeah, we'll wait for it to load. Shouldn't take too long. Any time now. Okay. Now.
Hang on.
Logging back in. And just for verification purposes, I'm going to type in REM again, just to check if it's joined the domain. And as you can see, it's joined MoneyWise now. That's what we want. Now, I'm just going to speed things up. So, server manager. And I'm going to add a role. Oh, it's loading, and I should be able to go now. No. There we go. Next, next, next. And anytime. Now I'm going to add network policy and access services. Add the future. Next, we don't want any futures. Next, we only want to add network policy server, nothing else. All right. So next, install. While it's installing, we can make this a client of the Radius server, right? So server manager, tools, network policy. Okay, so I'll maximize this window. As you can see, I've got the Radius clients and servers. I've got the policies here. Here's the network policies. So here's the Radius client, Radius server. I'll just delete this, don't need this. Okay, so start from again. I'm going to be pointing this router 1 to my Radius server, right? And this is pointing to the server. So Radius server, right click, new. And I'm going to call it Radius servers. I'll just go server, click on add, and the server name, as you can see here, is Red01. I'm going to verify and resolve, and we've got the IP address here. If that doesn't work, you can also type in the IP address of this Red01 and it'll work that way, but Red01 should be fine. Click OK. Authentication and accounting, we'll give it a shared secret of password. Click OK, OK, that should be fine. Now we're going to go to Red01. Now let's finish installation, we haven't wasted any time. Now tools and network policy server. Now, same thing as the other window, but this time I'm going to be pointing to my client, right? So Radius server point to router 1. This is my client here. So right click, new, give it a friendly name. So for this case, I'm just going to call it router 1. And the address is RTR01. Like I said, if it doesn't work, you can also use the IP address. So verify, resolve, works. Okay. So we're going to give a shared secret of password.
When did you guys get here?
Okay, that's okay. Now we want to make sure that Molly can log into the network because she's a member of the domain group called VPN Access. Okay, so we're going to go to a domain controller, BCCS283 Tools, Active Directory and User Computers. And then here we have Molly from the VPN from part 3. Now we're going to create a new group. And the group was called VPN Access. And because this is a domain, we've got to click on domain local. Don't forget that. So there's group scope, domain local. Click OK. We'll click the group and add Molly to the group. So Molly, and you can see location money-wise because we're in the domain. Click OK. OK. That should be fine. Now on the Radius server, we're going to have to give it the condition to allow it to go in. So into the network policy server, network policies, connections to Microsoft, routing and remote access server. Then double click. You're going to give it a grant access. So this will allow access if it meets the criteria. So here, this represents our Microsoft machine. Also, we're going to add the group VPN access. So this is not a user group, this is not a machine group, this is a domain group. So we have to go Windows groups. We add a group, like before, money-wise, because it's in the domain. So VPN access, check names, and it should come up with credentials. So like before, just administrator with a capital A and password. Oh, there we go. All good. Click OK. OK. And then OK. Because this was a network policy, we have to change Molly's Darwin access. So we're going to go back into DC01. Go into Tools, and it was the Active Directory users and computers, and it was Molly, and then Darwin. Control, change the so Darwin, control access through NPS network policy, which we created the policy here, which only allows Microsoft machines and VPN access, which we will add Molly to. Now there's one last step, is to go to router 1, right? Now we're going to go through the network policy should be denied, because we don't want VPN connection from Windows client to router 1. We want the authentications to go to Radius, and Radius will check the domain control for the user, right? So that should be still denied. Go into connections, and we go Microsoft routing remote access. Now we're in overview. We're going to go to settings, and we're going to change the authentication. So instead of the authentications to be on the server, we're going to forward the request to the remote Radius server group, which is Radius server, which we were created before. If you remember from here, right? Click OK. Now, sorry guys, I'm missing, just got to remember, yeah, I've already put got the keys, yep, done everything, this should be alright, everything's all set. Now, go to our Windows client, okay, disconnect. Just for safe purposes, I would probably change this to PPTP, because everything else takes a bit of time to like connect, so leave it on that. And I'm going to connect again. It should allow me to. Done, that's Radius. But there's also one last step. As you can see, it says ensure Molly can log onto the network group, because she is a member of the main group of VPN access. She should only be able to access the network through VPN only between 8 AM and 6 PM on weekdays. Now that's the only part I haven't done, but we're trying to connect it first. From viewing other videos, it seems like it will either be in here. Oh, sorry. It will either be in here, or either be in the router 1. But I think it's in here. So you go to conditions, add a condition, and add a time condition where she's only allowed to VPN only from 8 AM to 6 PM on weekdays. I haven't really tested this, but I think this is where it is. But you've got VPN already, it's already connected. All you have to do is just set up the times. But other than that, all works. Best of luck. Thanks.